Hi everyone, welcome to the video for the preview of day 4 of Cheltenham 2023. And before I start, I am going to glow a little bit in today's winner because I fancied Steading for ages for the plate, but I didn't know he was going there. And if people think that's not true, then there were a few people who messaged me on my own and asked me what the horses were that I fancied. And the two I said were Beacon Edge for the Coral Cup and Seddon for the plate. So I am absolutely delighted to have backed Seddon myself today. And people will say you should have kept the video bets going. Well, that's a story for after I do the preview. But no matter what, I made it quite apparent last night that I thought Seddon was a bet. And if people wanted to back it, they should have been easily aware of the horses I fancied, which were Thanks for the Help, Seddon, and Stumptown, who was unlikely beaten. Getting on to the preview, and I am going to say something about the bets after, but I'm going to do the preview first. So, getting on to the preview, I said during Cheltenham Chat, I was disappointed with Lossiemouth after being thrilled with how well she'd won her first two races, and saying that on Cheltenham Chat as well. I was really disappointed with her at Leopardstown. I thought she would have got closer to Gallagher, so even with the interference, I just thought she might have won that race. Now, they will be looking to get Rich Ritchie a winner, because Malins Camp, a lot of money going into that yard from Rich Ritchie. He hasn't had a festival winner for quite a while now, and this is a big chance of his. Tomorrow he's got this and Allegory Devasi. I'd imagine they'll be desperate to get one of the two to win. But she has got a bit of a task in her hands, because Blood Destiny has form which is hard to evaluate, but his times have been really good. And she's also got to turn the form around with Gallagher. So now the score between them two is 1-1 now, but Lossiemouth won easily when she won, whereas Gallagher Soul was a bit fortunate because Lossiemouth got a travelled passage. For me, I don't think there's any value in either price, and I wouldn't want to play, but you have to be aware of the fact that Rich Ritchie hasn't had a winner at the festival for a while, and how desperate Malins will be to get that winner for him tomorrow. In the 210, this is one of the bets. I've had two bets tomorrow. Now, one of them has changed price quite a lot, and that's Bally Adam. I backed the horse at 20-1 after NYLN won today, because I'd heard a good word for NYLN after I made the video last night. Actually, it was this morning. So when I saw him win so easily, I thought, I'll have a quick look, see if they've got anything tomorrow. And came across Bally Adam, checked his form out, looks like he's been laid out for this. And I thought, I'll give him a go. Had a couple of bets each way, and then the majority of the bet to win. But the price has collapsed now. So anyone that wants to follow the bet in has to work out really if they want to back the horse at 12s, because there's a huge difference in price there from 20-1 to 12-1. But I do think he's been laid out for this. Now, I could be wrong, and there'll be lots of horses being laid out for this. I mean, every horse in the field's basically been laid out for this. Hunter's Yarn could be a grade 1 horse. Charger is a grade 1 horse. Pembroke, Skelton's got a great record in the race, so it's not like there's not dangers in there. Path to Roo for Cromwell's a good horse as well. But I've backed Bally Adam, and I don't know if I'd make it a video bet if I had still been doing that, because the price has gone down so much. But I'd probably have a smaller bet, but a bigger bet at 20s, but a smaller bet now it's only 12-1. But he's my fancy in the race, and I have backed him. In the 250, Cheltenham Chat a couple of times have talked about Shambally Kid, and I definitely will back him. I'm hoping to get decent prices on the exchanges on him. I already have win money on him at bigger prices on the exchanges, but not for much money, because really I didn't know if he was coming here, but now he is coming here. If I can get 30s or 40s on the exchanges, I might have a few more quid on him. I think he is a bit of a winner bust horse, to be honest. Well, he may place. the main horse who I fancy in this race is Corbett's Cross, but he's far too short. But he's a good horse. That win last time against Found a 50 was really strong form for me, but it was over 2 miles. He is a strong stayer. I think he's a very exciting horse, but I just think he's a bit short considering he ran so close to the festival. I don't like 3-card Bragg in this race. Now, that's not a good thing to say about a 4-1 shot. It's okay saying it about Lucia at 6-4 last night, but saying it about a 4-1 shot is a bit different because you don't want to be laying 4-1 shots. But I just think his jumping's a bit suspect. I think he loses ground at his hurdles, and although the trip will suit him, he'll stay 4 miles really, but I just think his jumping's constantly letting him down, and he's losing half length here and half length there, and against top horses I don't think he can do that. So for me, yeah, I'll be having a small play tomorrow on Shambally Kid, but I think the most likely winner is probably Corbett's Cross, but he's short, and I wouldn't be backing him at 100 to 30. I just think he's the most likely winner. The Gold Cap, it's tough. It's tough to work out because Galloping Deschamps isn't really a backable price at 7-4. You don't know he stays. He's only 7-4. People will say he stayed the 3 miles at Leopardstown, but in this ground, if something does, really go off at a certain pace, it's going to need to be a stayer. And we don't know he definitely stays at 7-4. There are horses who will definitely stay in here, like Statler, Noble Yates won a Grand National. Probably Protectorate will definitely stay, I would think, as well. If it's a strong test of stamina, it's going to put pressure under Brave Man's Game. A Plutard's tried and trusted, as is Manila Mindo, and it's just too tough for me. I'm not scared to stay out of a race, even a big one, just because I don't really have an opinion, and I haven't had a bet in the Gold Cup at all this season, and I'm happy to stay out and just watch the race and see who wins. The Fox Hunter's not something I really follow that much. Bosley seems short. Normally you don't get such a short price favourite in the Fox Hunters. He's with the right trainer in David Christie. He's just a bit short. For value, I'd say maybe Secret Investor from Nichols Yard, because he's going to try and pick up any sort of race he can. He won one today with Stage Star. He was a bit unfortunate yesterday with Time White. And his horses are running well. They are primed to run well here. So Secret Investor will have a chance. He was a good horse. I think he won a Grade 2 at one point before he went Hunter chasing. But certainly no bet in that race for me. The 450, the Mare's Chase, Allegory Devasi, basically against Impervious. I'd be more inclined to go with Impervious. I think her form's strong, but like I said, you have to work that against the fact that Rich Ritchie's horse is really well regarded in Malinshard, and they need to get him a winner with the amount of investment he's making into that yard and the amount of money's worth he's got in that yard. He needs a winner at Cheltenham very soon. I wouldn't want to call it between the two, but like I said, I've come down just on Impervious, but it wouldn't be for betting purposes. Second bet I'd be putting on tomorrow, well, I have put on already, is, yes, I don't learn my lessons. People are going to say straight away it's an English trained horse, so forget it. And even worse, it's a Paul Nicholls trained horse as well. And I've already got my fingers burned with one of them this week. But I do fancy Irish Hill for this race. I backed him mainly at 12s. I did get a small amount on at 14s, but mainly at 12s. I'll look to back him in the exchanges if he gets a bigger price. I thought his win last time at Ascot, he had quite a bit up his sleeve and could be well handicapped. He's also got the stable apprentice on in Angus Cheltenham, and he's a good jockey. He's no mug. So I like him as a jockey, and I like the horse's form, and I just think he'll give us a good run for our money. So the two plays I've had are Ballyadam in the county and Irish Hill in the Martin Pipe. They'd be the two bets I'd put up. So anyone watching the preview can tune out now, because I'm just going to say a few things about the bet announcement last night, that I wasn't going to keep putting video bets up. Now, people will say I shouldn't have done that really. With the 3 bets that I would have put up today, I would have definitely cleared the 400 because Seddon was a decent fancy of mine. I had the bets written out yesterday actually before I made the videos, but that was on the assumption that a Dream to Share didn't win. I was already making the bets up, and I would have had, well, I had it scribbled down 15 or 20 on Seddon, but it went to 25s this morning. It was 20s at the time, so I definitely got a return of 315 or 420. It could have been more because the bets wouldn't have gone up to this morning when he was a bigger price. I may even have had a 4th bet actually because I'd heard a good word for Envoy Allen, but we can't count that. But I would have definitely made a profit, but I don't really care that I stopped because I was happier today and I wasn't wasting time trying to work out how I could make a profit on the videos. And my mate said I was happier today. And I know in my heart that I've spent far too long worrying about making a profit. If people don't believe I can do it or that I don't know what I'm talking about, they shouldn't be watching the videos. And I have done it for 5 years anyway. So I have nothing to prove to anybody. I'm stating on the videos when I'm having a bet, and if people want to have a look at that horse, then they can. So yeah, next season there'll be Cheltenham charts, but there won't be a betting bank. I mean, 2 years ago I went into the festival £175 down out the bank with really bad anti-post bets. And God knows if I'd put anti-post bets on this season, how much I would have been down. So I am absolutely thrilled that people got win out of Seddon today. I really did like him for that race. He's been a long-term one that I've been looking at, and people will vindicate that I can show the messages I've sent to people 3 weeks ago saying I fancied Seddon for the plate. And it's really nice when one of those comes off. Now, there are loads of great tipsters on Twitter, and you only have to look at people like Darryl Carter putting up 100 to 1 shot Sarda Burley. And on the Understarters Orders podcast, where I put up 2 horses who finished second, while I was on that podcast, the guy who was on with me, Lee Keys from the Bar Stewards Inquiry, put up Sarda Burley as well at 100 to 1. So you can gain a lot of knowledge from all the independent guys on these videos. It doesn't have to be me. The Understarters Orders guys are great. Cheltenham Exchange are great. Cheltenham Mental's great. He has Darryl Carter on his shows. And all the other shows are really good. And I could say plenty about the ones who are bookie sponsored as well. But maybe I should wait until tomorrow. But I am delighted for the guys that have got a bit out of Seddon. I feel really sorry for, I think it was Jacob who wrote today. I'm not sure. Someone wrote today and said they backed the 2, Stumptown and Seddon in a double. And I have to admit I backed it in a double as well. And I was gutted when Stumptown didn't get up. But that's the thing with the video bets and with a betting bank. That's why it's always singles. Because having to have 2, like we seen on Wednesday in Perry Pass and Jerry Colombe, we have 1 easy winner and the other one should have won and didn't win. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the remaining day of Cheltenham Festival. It's actually quite gutting when you get to the last day because you feel a bit deflated by the time you get past the Gold Cup because you know it's a year to the next festival. So just enjoy the last day. I will. I hope you were on Seddon, and it's made my festival that you won. So, and honestly, I don't mind that I stopped the bets, even though I would have been way in profit. I don't care. So thanks for watching the video. Enjoy the last day, and I'll be back to you a review of Cheltenham sometime over the weekend or on Monday. Bye for now.